watching Let's Chat.
So I was born in Iran, and in 1981, my mom thought it was a great idea to bring 3 Iranian baby boys to the South. So she's like, I'm gonna go and travel to Iran and leave my family. And she left and she went over there. She was there 15 years of her life, you know, and it's amazing. You think of blonde-headed, green-eyed American woman in Iran, 15 years. She's like, there's something missing in my life. What is it? Freedom!
Very funny guy, and if you're just joining us, we have the pleasure of being joined by comedian Moody Molavi, and he is broadcasting from his home up in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Moody, I want to ask you this. How do you, as a professional, classify your comedy?
It's definitely family comedy. It's meant to entertain all families but my own.
Go into a little more detail on that.
Well, I mean, it's safe for all families. So, I mean, kids and grandparents. One of my favorite things I get is after a show, you know, a lady will has come up to me, and several have, but one in particular came up to me and said, thank you for being clean, because I didn't feel embarrassed when my mom was at the show with me. And since then, I've made sure that whatever I talk about can be enjoyed by any family member except my own, obviously, because I talk about them.
And your wife is a pretty big part of your comedy career, correct?
She is, yes. She and my sister.
Tell us
how. Well, she doesn't like comedy, right? So she is not a big fan. So I know that when I'm working on material, and if she laughs at it, then I have to scrap it.
And if she doesn't laugh at it, it's still on the table for discussion.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. If she laughs at it, it just means that she's waiting for someone else to not like it so she can laugh at that.
You've referred to in your act over the years and on your website about how you were bullied by Iranians for being an American and bullied by Americans for being Iranian. 2 questions here. Do you use that as part of your comedy prep? And second of all, does that still happen to you today?
I'll answer the second one first. Yes, it happens today. I get it all the time.
Really?
And when they see my name, they just kind of, wow. They tilt their head, and everything's just kind of different, right? Job searches, when I was looking for a job after I lost my corporate job for 15 years, I put in 112 resumes. 100 as Mahmoud and 12 as Moody, and I got responses on I think 3 of the 12 and none of the 100. So it was, you know, there's an immediate bias. So do I get bullied? Yeah, I mean, I do, because people just kind of, if you're not the same as them, it's just stereotypical. You know, they're just gonna think that. But as long as I don't say my name, they never know. You know, half the time they think I'm Mexican for some strange reason.
Well, I think you're a very funny guy, and I want to talk to you about a guy that I guess your paths intersect, and he was on the show with us last week. Killer Bees. You, as a matter of fact, you folks are both managed. You and Killer Bees are managed by the same individual. When they approached you about kind of helping you in your comedy career, that had to have been a pretty big compliment.
It was huge, yeah. So Terry, his wife, offered me to open for him in Knoxville in 2015. It was the first time I'd ever gone to do any comedy outside of the Comedy Catch, and it was a 2-man show, and I was so nervous, and it was amazing. And literally seconds before I'm going to pull the curtain, Bees pulled me back and said, "Hey, let's pray." I was like, what? I didn't expect that. It was such a cool thing. And man, I was energized, and I get up there and I'm, you know, supposed to do 20, 25 minutes, and I'm, you know, hit the 25-minute mark. And I was so excited, and I introduced Bees, and comes up, and as he's coming up to me, he's shaking my hand. He goes, "You know, they're not here to see you, boy." But he was smiling the whole time. I was like just so overly excited about it. I've always loved Killer Bees. I remember when I first got into comedy, I had messaged him through Twitter. And I said, "Hey, I see you're coming to the Comedy Catch." Of course, he responded and said, "Yeah, it would be good to see you." He didn't know me from Adam. And several years later, we got to work together. And then we started working together again in 2018 when recording for Comedy Buzz TV, which is a endeavor that he and Terry were going through, and it still is coming out. But and then later on in April of last year, she said, "Hey, we'd like to manage you." And I said, "Who else are you managing?" She goes, "No, just Bees." I said, "Who else have you managed?" She goes, "Just Bees." I said, "Why do you want to manage me?" And she's like, "I think I see something." So yeah, that was a huge moment for me and Kelly. We thought that was pretty cool.
No doubt you can certainly learn a lot from both Killer Bees and his lovely wife, Terry. Moody Molavi, we are up against the clock. I want to thank you for spending a few minutes of your time with us here on Let's Chat. We look forward to having you return to the comedy circuit and to your home club of the Comedy Catch. If those of you at home want to find out more about Moody Molavi, check out his website, moodymolavi.com.